The third missing structure that I see most salespeople struggle with, most business owners, most solopreneurs, is really a follow-up system. There are two types of new business follow-ups that are tied to our system. We broke down our entire proactive prospecting system. We have our help list and we have our fight club. Help list is I think I can help you, I don't know. And then fight club is now I know I can help you. I want to focus on your follow-up system specific to your fight club follow-up. And here's the mindset. I'm really good at what I do. I know I can help you. Therefore, it's my duty, my obligation as a sales professional to follow up and fight to earn the business. We've all heard the fortune is always in the follow-up. And now having coached thousands of people all over the world, I couldn't agree more now in my coaching business. One of my favorite mindsets that we cover throughout this entire process is the fight club follow-up. Every time I talk about this concept, I get all jacked up, I get fired up. Because again, here's the mindset. I know I'm good at what I do, and a lot of us need to get tougher in the sales cycle, in the sales process. Sales is a contact sport when it comes to following up, a touch with value every single time. And guys, the mindset is this, following up with people that don't necessarily want to talk to you or haven't truly bought into you yet, that absorbs a lot of energy for you. So my positive energy has to be greater than the negative energy I'm going to face every single day. What does that negative energy look like? It's my own self-doubt. It could be call reluctance. It could be other people and their emotions. But every single day, I need to build, maintain, and protect my confidence and my energy. An object at rest will stay at rest unless acted on by an outside force. So again, that's why sales is a game of probability. We got to get tougher in the sales process because when it comes to fighting for the business, here's my filter. Here's the questions that I would ask you. Are you trying to help this person? Do you know that you can get them to a better place in their life? Are they going to use somebody? If the answer is yes, then it's your duty to fight to earn the business. We can't be afraid to go for no. And I actually read a book, it's called Go for No, and they celebrate the no's that they hear every single day. So instead of going after different numbers or different dominant sales focus, we would actually celebrate how many no's that you're getting every single day, because that means you're getting one step closer to a yes throughout that entire process. And I would tell you, a lot of people get caught in the friend zone. A lot of us don't like to ask for the business. A lot of us don't like to pressure sell. And there's a concept called the Challenger sale. And the Challenger sale is this. Most people that are top producers are actually challengers. They're not afraid to challenge people and call them on their BS or on their fluff or on their excuses. So again, when you know you can help somebody and you have their best interests out for them, you can't be afraid to fight to earn the business. Sales is a contact sport. My favorite definition when it comes to following up is a touch with value that articulates how you solve people's problems better than anybody else. That's a lot of words right there. So if you want to remember nothing else, it's this. It's a touch with value that solves their problems. That's what I want you guys to really think about. Whenever you follow up with somebody, you need a reason to follow up with them. Most people, they go 1 or 2 weak attempts, or they don't have something to say in the follow-up. And so I want to help you have a 10-touch follow-up system, because statistics tell us it takes 5 to 15 touches to close a deal 80% of the time. And I also believe that following through is just as important as following up. What I mean by that, a lot of us in sales, we're yes people. We want to tell people what they want to hear, but we don't actually follow through and follow up on what we say we're going to do. Therefore, time has elapsed. And I think that's one of the biggest challenges that we talk about of why people are bad at follow-up, is we said we were going to do something on the front end, but then we didn't follow through on an email or a text or a call the next day, and a week goes by or 2 weeks goes by, we didn't have them in our CRM, and so we completely forgot. Now we feel like bozos, okay? So let's not let that happen in the follow-up and the follow-through process. The second reason why I think people are bad or poor at follow-up is they run out of valuable things to say, is they start to feel like they're a nuisance. When you're calling somebody, the same person over and over and over again, we don't want to feel like a nuisance, or at least we shouldn't want to feel like a nuisance. And so that's why for me, that touch with value, when I have an excuse or a reason to follow up with somebody, I have some exciting news or something shifted or something happened, now I'm much more excited to follow up with them. So just think about that when people follow up with you in the sales process. Do they have a touch with value every single time, or are they just checking in with you? Or are they just asking, can I answer any more questions? My personal favorite, I woke up today thinking about you, which is just weird and creepy. That's how a lot of people follow up in today's world. So we want you to have something of value every single follow-up. So that way you're moving them, you're constantly pushing them towards some kind of buying decision to where you become a must-have versus a nice to have. When it comes to sales being a game of probability, as we continue to come back to that, to me, we always need a system. And therefore, I developed a 10-touch follow-up system, a touch with value every single time to decrease slippage and increase retention. I want to take the guesswork out of the follow-up process for you. And I had to do the same thing for my own business. It was random and it was sporadic and I was letting things fall through the cracks. So that's why this 10-touch system helps me give an excuse to follow up with people, a touch with value every single time. So again, this is the Fight Club follow-up mindset. We've already met with them. They fit our filter. We know we can help them. Touch number one then is a follow-up email or a text or even a video. I do videos now, and it's basically just this. It's a 60-second, thank you so much for your time. I love your energy. I know I can help you. Thank you for sharing my opportunity statement beliefs, and this is how I know I can solve your problems better than anybody else. Real quick and to the point. And then the second follow-up then gets into some kind of content-specific thing. We ask people to create their own content. You should create your own library of content as part of your marketing and your influencer marketing. And so that's where you could actually send them content of yours. You can send them content that you created that shows them why you're an expert, how you can solve their problems, what their wants or their needs are. So you create a library of content. Therefore, now you can repurpose the content for your own self. I know that's a lot of work for a lot of people. Some people just choose to do a gift. It's a card or some kind of gift. It's a thank you card. I want you to go a little bit deeper when it comes to sending them some kind of content. Here's another example. You might send them a book or something that's relevant to their situation. You know, I send the Go Giver a lot. I send my own book. I send my planner, but it just shows them that you're a content specific person when it comes to you and your business. The third type of touch then is a personal trigger. I'm giving you permission then to pay attention to their interests and what do they like doing? Do they have a family? Are they on Facebook? And what you can start to do is the same things that they enjoy. When you're out there doing it, use it as a personal trigger. So if I'm at a ball game or I'm hiking, I might take a picture. I've done this before on the golf course. I take a picture and I say, hey, let's get together and go golfing. I know you love to golf. And I send that to them. That's a personal trigger for them. A fourth type of touch then is the proof of concept. This is more of a business trigger. So let's say you're out with a client just like them, helping them solve problems, or you just closed on a deal with somebody just like them. And you can just say that. Hey, I just helped somebody just like you, or there's something going on in the market like this. Why don't we do the same thing for you? Let's get back face to face. And so by touch number 4, I've gone a personalized message, thanking them. I've gone some kind of content specific thing, thanking them. I've gone a personal trigger. I've gone a business trigger. And now the fifth touch is I want to get back face to face. So on touch number 4, I asked them, what is stopping us from getting started? Let's get back face to face and rekindle that spirit. And so the best time to ask for business is when we're face to face. So that's why I want to get back face to face, eyeball to eyeball with them and just rekindle that spirit. So the best time to close the deal is face to face. Once we get to touch number 6 now, it's social proof, social consensus. And what I mean by that is I'll actually have them talk to somebody that's just like them. Whether it's a promoter of mine, which is a past client, whether it's an advocate, whether it's a new client or a current client. So in order for me to actually use this tool right here, you have to have people that say good things about you. And so on touch number 6, I'll just say, would it help your buying decision if I introduce you to somebody who's just like you? Maybe they're sitting on the fence. They weren't ready to take action quite yet. They were still kind of nervous or scared about it. And so therefore I introduce them to somebody else who's just like them in that process. Now for this one, you got to make sure that's compliant depending on what industry that you're in. Some of you might not be able to do this one. But I do believe in creating a library of testimonials and success stories. And so even if you can't introduce them to somebody else, maybe you send them to your success story page that has all these great people saying great things about you. So on touch number 6 is I want that social proof, social consensus that I can help them just like I helped all these other people. Now, once I've gone this many touches, I'm giving you permission to not be in the friend zone. You have to challenge people every now and then. We often get what we want by asking for it. So on touch number 7, I have to ask for the business. I have to challenge people. When I know I've given them the value and I've showed them the value and articulated how I can help them solve their problems, and we have that know, like, trust, and respect going on, I can't be afraid to ask them for the business. So I'll just ask people on number 7, haven't you noticed how hard I've worked to earn your business? They're going to say yes, because most people go 1 or 2 or 3 weak attempts. Has anybody else worked this hard to earn your business? They're probably going to say no. what is really stopping us from getting started? And I'm going to shut up and I'm going to listen, and they're going to tell me either an excuse or a true objection. So at this point, guys, this is what you get paid as sales professionals. For those of you who have high emotional and social intelligence, you already know what objection or excuse is coming. So I actually count number 8 is where you can overcome that objection. It's timing, it's money, it's I already have somebody. It's all these different reasons or excuses. Some of them are true excuses, some of them are true objections. So this is what you get paid as a sales professional, is to overcome that objection. Remember, your positive energy has to be greater than the negative energy that you're going to face in this process. Now, once I go to this part and I overcome that objection and they still tell me no, here's the question I have to ask myself. Do they really still fit my filter? So remember, on the front end of all this entire series, we talked about your opportunity statement, and we said people do business with those they know, like, and trust and respect. And we have that clear filter. If they don't fit your filter, you have to be clear right now. And you just say it's time to cut bait and run. Some will believe what you believe, some won't. So what? We don't have to do business with every single person. And so if they don't buy what I'm selling at this point, I just move them into my database. If they do buy what I'm selling, again, I either keep them in my fight club or my someday categories in my selling system. So now you can see how systematic this whole process is. And now if they stay in my fight club or my someday category, I'm going to repeat this process now. I'm going to figure out what touches work best for them, and I'm going to go those different touches with them. It might be one-to-one time with me. It might be inviting them out to an event. It might be showing them some kind of value through my content, but repeat the steps that work best for you in this whole series. Again, business, 5 to 15 touches. Typically, it takes 80% of the time to close the business. So we talked about our 10-touch follow-up system. On touch number 7, I'm giving you permission to challenge people. A lot of us think the relationship builder is king in sales, and I'm not saying you have to go be an a-hole by any means, but a lot of the times, a lot of us get caught in the friend zone. We can't be afraid to actually challenge people, to overcome what their objection is. And I've coached thousands of people over the last decade of my life. There are really 3 to 5 common objections. I don't care what industry that you're in, what career that you're in, or what experience level you have. Number 1 is money or rate, okay? Depending on what business that you're in. And so I always talk about money as an investment. Is my services are a premium. I might not be the cheapest. I'm probably not the most expensive. However, if you're comparing me within a quarter point of somebody else, then it's really the investment of I'm really good at what I do. So guys, the money objection is typically in your own mind. You don't believe that you're really truly good enough at what you do. So therefore you don't go through and you can't overcome the money versus the rate. I always pivot from money to investment. You're right, this is a big investment in your future, but I'm going to be there every step of the way, and I'm really good at what I do. And oh, by the way, a lot of people are just going to be wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, and they're already on to the next deal. I want to give you my entire resource of database of people. That's why you're using me. It's for my expertise, but it's also for all these great people that I have in my circles to help you with your business, okay? The second part then is the timing. And I pivot from timing to momentum. The timing is almost never going to be perfect. And so therefore, for me, it's momentum. We can have this conversation now, or we can have it 6 months from now. I would much rather take immediate action versus have the same conversations or try to game the market or whatever that might be. All right. So I pivot from timing to momentum. The third part then, as we go through, it's really the competition. I'm already using somebody else. Obviously, if it's that one in certain businesses, you can't, like legally, you can't do anything about that. But let's say they're shopping you compared to somebody else. And so I always use the Benjamin Franklin approach to sales when it comes to this. I don't need to tear other people down to build myself up. So there are a lot of wonderful sales coaches out there and entrepreneur coaches and business coaches. That's why I partner with Alex. He's tremendous. However, this is what I'm really good at doing. And so I can go through that. And so I don't want to tear other people down to build myself up. That's the Benjamin Franklin approach. These are the things that I do really well, but these are the things that I'm world class at. And I can actually tell people and walk them through that process. Okay. The fourth part, which is I already have someone, again, depending on compliance, you might not be able to do something with this one. However, if you can, I tell people whenever it's a major decision and it's something important in your life, everybody needs a coach in all areas that are important, then it's good to have a second opinion. It's good to have other pieces of advice, right? So I can kind of pivot and say, I'm glad that you have somebody. I would expect you to have somebody when it comes to this area of your life or your business because it is important, right? But this is really, isn't it good to have a second opinion as to whether or not this person is the right fit for you Or maybe there's something that I can do a little bit different that helps you go play at a different level. So think about that when if you're going to go into surgery. Let's say I'm going to go have ACL surgery tomorrow. I probably wouldn't just go use the first doctor I used, right? I might use 2 or 3 different opinions. Therefore, now I'm better educated to make a more informed decision. So that's where I pivot when I already have somebody, is I would expect you to have somebody. But wouldn't it help you to make a better, more informed decision by having a second opinion? Now, guys, there's going to be a bunch of other ones. If you're brand new in the business, what I tell people, especially for me early on, when I was a 30-year-old coach having a PhD, and I'm trying to coach 50, 60-year-olds who have been in the business that are $100 million producers, they would be like, well, you're too young, dude. You haven't had enough life experiences. I would have to sell my credentials, my energy, my passion, and really my conviction. That's why we talk about that opportunity statement so much for you and your business. How do we help you sell with energy and conviction? So I believe you can take any negative and turn it into a positive. Whether it's your age or your experience, you're right, I am young, but therefore I'm going to outwork anybody else out there. Maybe I don't have the experience, but guess what? I'm learning every single day, and you get direct access to me, right? You can call me day or night when it comes to me and my services. You don't have to call 7 different people just to get to the person. So as we overview all these common objections, for me, it's a mindset behind each one of them. I pivot from money to investment always, and I believe you could do the same thing. I pivot from timing isn't right to momentum and taking more action immediately. I pivot from I already have somebody to wouldn't it be nice to have a second opinion to know that you're making a more informed decision. When I'm shopping, I use the Benjamin Franklin approach to sales. I don't want to tear other people down to build myself up, but there is this, and this that I know I do world-class better than anybody else. And then again, age and experience, I can turn a negative into a positive. So this is a nice overview. And guys, training isn't something you did, it's something you do. As sales professionals, we get paid most of the time by overcoming objections, by positively influencing other people. So if this is ultra important for you and you're stumbling on the same 1 or 2 objections every single day as you're talking to people, you gotta buckle down and get better at overcoming those objections. The one thing that I want for you and your business when it comes to the fortune is always in the follow-up system is the Fight Club mindset. At the end of the day, as sales professionals, we get paid to fight to earn the business. Not every deal comes gift wrapped. Not every deal is going to be, here you go, 1 meeting, we close it. Typically, that's not the case. It takes 7 to 15 touches to close a deal 80% of the time. So that's the mindset. I got to fight to earn the business. So you need to have a clear filter. And this is confidence right here. This is confidence 101 for you and your business as you follow up with value. But the filter is this. I know I can help you. You're going to use somebody. I'm good at what I do, if not better than anybody else out there. Therefore, it's my duty, my obligation to fight to earn the business. You're not going to get a 50% close rate, a 75% close rate. In fact, 20% is actually a strong close ratio when it comes to you fighting to earn the business. Some will, some won't. So what? Move on. Some will believe in what you have. Some won't. So what? So what? Move on when it comes to you and your business. So that's my mindset, guys. Every single day I'm fighting to earn the business. Sales is a contact sport. And one of my favorite clips of this, I might date this video a little bit, is How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. So the very last scene in that movie, Kate Hudson runs down the steps. She has the white necklace on. Matthew McConaughey comes chasing her down. And basically he says this: you wanted to learn how to lose a guy in 10 days. Well, you just lost me. And here's what she replied with: no, I didn't, Ben. I can't lose something I never had. Guys, that's the mindset I want you to be in sales. You can't lose something you never had on the front end. I would much rather lose business because I'm aggressive, because I got in the game, because I cared, than sit on the sidelines and hope good things happen for you. So follow that 10 touch with value system over a 90-day process, and I will guarantee your close ratio will go up eventually. So we're talking through the missing structures that you have in your business, the execution gap. Guys, I can give you all the tools and the systems in the world, but it doesn't matter if you don't go out there and implement it and think critically about your business. So that's why I'm giving you permission to slow down, to speed up. So I have some exercises for you when it comes to your follow-up system. What parts of the Fight Club follow-up are you really good at? What parts can you get better at in this process? Start to build out your 10 touch with value system and build it into your CRM, right? So when somebody goes from your help list into your Fight Club, you should actually start to build out that follow-up system now over the next 7 days, 14 days, 30 days, 90 days. So that way you have that touch with value every single time. And understand this: when you follow up to close, when you challenge people, you're going to get objection. You're going to get excuses. So true sales professionals understand the 3 to 5 objections that they consistently get every single day, and now they can overcome those. So that's my overview for you. That's my exercise, is to really help you go out there and understand what are the things that you're currently doing really well when it comes to your follow-up systems. What are things that you could get better at? Build out an automated process then for your touch system, your touch with value every single time. Build it out into your CRM, and then be able to overcome the top 3 to 5 objections you're going to get in your business every single day, every single week, to drastically increase probability of closing more business. You got to be able to fight for the business.